House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan is definitely not done embarrassing himself on behalf of Donald Trump. Now, Jim Jordan has already been publicly humiliated by Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan District Attorney, when he tried to make Bragg's office, turn over all your Trump documents, and they were like, no, you don't have jurisdiction. Not going to happen, buddy. Bragg's office, by the way, is now suing Jim Jordan over that. And then, of course, he was humiliated by Fani Willis, the DA of Fulton County, Georgia, when he basically said the same thing, give me all your Trump documents. And she was like, no, you have no jurisdiction. You have no power here. And Jim Jordan, once again, was, oh, I'm so mad. So what can I do? Well, apparently learning absolutely nothing from his previous attempts to get records that he does not have access to, he has now this week sent a letter to the Department of Justice demanding all of their information about one of the lead prosecutors taking on Donald Trump in Manhattan in the hush money trial. That lead prosecutor is Matthew Colangelo. And Mr. Colangelo is the one who gave the opening statements. He's been doing most of the arguing in court. And Colangelo, up until 2022, actually worked as an official at the Department of Justice. And when Jim Jordan found that out, he suddenly realized, oh boy, there's my in. I can get everything I want about this guy. And so he sent a letter to the DOJ this week that asks the DOJ to turn over much of the same information Judiciary has already sought from Bragg, asking for all communications between the two offices dealing with Trump or any of his businesses, including any sent by Colangelo. Jordan also asked for Colangelo's personnel files, including those related to his hiring and departure from the Department of Justice. Why would you need his personnel files? Like, what does that have to do with anything? He's got a job. He was at the DOJ. Well, before that, he was working for the state of New York. Then he went to the DOJ. Then he left the DOJ back to the state of New York. And you're like, give me his personnel files. Let me see if he's got any complaints against him, as if that matters for anything with regard to the prosecution. It doesn't. But Jim Jordan is looking for anything at all to tarnish this guy's reputation, to taint the potential jury. Or to potentially taint the jury, I should say. Was he late for work ever? Oh, was he a little bit lazy? But what really gets me is this line from Jim Jordan's letter. This line that shows that this man, this idiot, this bumbling buffoon, doesn't have an ounce of self-awareness. He writes that Colangelo's recent employment history demonstrates his obsession with investigating a person rather than prosecuting a crime. Mr. Colangelo is the one who's just obsessed with investigating a person, not investigating a crime. Jim Jordan, do they have mirrors anywhere in the Capitol? Do they? Do you have one at home? I know you got mirrors in your car. You need to say that statement, but look in the mirror when you say it. Because you do realize that the entire country knows that you've spent roughly the last year and a half investigating a person, not necessarily investigating a crime. You're investigating a person in hopes of finding a crime, right? So the very thing that you're literally accusing Mr. Colangelo of doing is actually what you and James Comer have been doing for almost a year and a half. Like, this is pure projection. You're like, how can somebody investigate a person instead of investigating a crime? I don't know. Why don't you look at what you've done every day since you took over the majority? Because that is exactly what you've done, you dumbass. As always, it blows my mind that anybody in Ohio can look at Jim Jordan and think, yep, this is our guy. He's literally never done anything for you. Never in his entire career. Never had a bill passed. And he goes out there with a complete lack of self-awareness, and he makes idiotic statements like this. I don't know if he's doing it because he's trying to obscure reality or if he is genuinely that stupid. But either way, Jim Jordan is trying to run interference for Donald Trump, and he doesn't care how stupid he looks along the way. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.